All right, guys, congratulations. We wrapped up the 2024 Open. We had a lot of people that signed up for the first time, maybe some people that didn't sign up, didn't think that they were ready, some people who came back after some time off, or some people who have been doing it regularly, haven't missed in a long time. What I want to talk about here is the CrossFit Open 2025 prep. Now, it's never really too early to start preparing for the future, so I want to talk about some things that we'll be talking about in our gym and pushing to try and get ourselves ready for that. Some things that we want to prioritize: protein. We want to take our body weight and multiply it by 0.7. We can go up to 1.0. That's if we're measuring in pounds. Or we can take our body weight and multiply it by 1.54, up to 2.2 if we're doing it in kilograms. What I would say, if you're a newer athlete, start here. If you're a more experienced athlete, a heavy lifter, we can go up as high as here. This is grams per day. This is a great place to start with nutrition. A lot of people want nutrition recommendations, meal plans, things like that. What I have found, one of the most difficult things is having the correct amount of protein to be able to build muscle mass. If we build that muscle mass, we'll get leaner. Our CrossFit experience will get better. So this is a really great place to start. If you get this nailed down, then talk with your coach, and then they can help you figure out the next step with calories, other macronutrients. The next thing, attendance. We want to shoot for, depending on what you're going for now, being able to hit 3, 4, 5, 6 days a week. Going 7 days a week can be difficult depending on your schedule. Also, there are diminishing returns in how often you want to work out, because then the body doesn't really get to recover. What CrossFit recommends is 3 days on and 1 day off. It all depends kind of on your schedule. Missing workouts is terrible, especially when you worked out 3 days and then the next day is like, oh, it's a heavy deadlift. I love deadlifting heavy. Okay, we can move that day off. We can take active rest days, things like that. So just play around with that. Remember, your body needs time to rest. So I recommend throwing in an active rest day. If you're that 6 days a week athlete, that 7 days a week athlete, take a day. If the workout is just like speaking to you and it's something that you're really, really good at, take it easy. Don't cherry pick and take it easy on one of those hard days, but take it easy on one of those days where you know that it has the skill movements or the strength movements that you do particularly well, and just do the scaled version, get moving, let your body recover, all right? We can build on these habits. We wanna be on time. 5 to 10 minutes early is on time. Class starts at 4 is not on time. Class starts at 5:15 or 6:30. 5:15 and 6:30 are not on time. You wanna be here 5 to 10 minutes early. That'll let you get your stuff put down, get your equipment out on the floor, get a look at the whiteboard, see what we're kind of looking at for the day. You don't want to be walking in the minute class starts and then either the coach has to get you caught up and you're behind in the warm-up, or the whole entire class is going to wait on you. Get here on time. It'll help a whole lot. When you're here, we want that intentional focus, okay? 60 minutes a day is absolutely plenty. People ask, well, what should I do extra? Focus in class. 5 minutes can be game changing. If you're here and you're here on time, that 60 minutes starts, boom, right at 4 o'clock. We'll take that all the way right to 5 o'clock. If we're intentionally focused the entire time, you'll get through the warm up. Your coach will be able to coach cues properly, give you the recommendations. You'll be able to get the proper scaling, get the warm up done, and your time is much better spent. We can add in an extra 5 minutes. If you've pushed to get here 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early, maybe you stay an extra 5 minutes to work on your double unders, to work on getting upside down. That 5 minutes can be game changing. It doesn't need to be every day. 2, 3 days a week. You practice your double unders 2 days a week. You practice kicking upside down on the wall 2 days a week. Those skills are going to develop in a massive way. I promise you, I've done it myself. We want to pay attention. We don't want to come into class and have that building inspector mode where we're kind of just looking around and like, man, I really like this place. Pay attention. We want to pay attention to what the coach is saying. If you have questions, ask the questions. It's likely that the question isn't singled out to just you. If you're wondering what the coach is meaning, somebody else might be wondering as well. It helps the coach get better too if you have questions, because if they are giving you cues and you don't quite understand them, then it lets them know, hey, I need to figure out another way to explain this. So pay attention. Hashtag pay him. This is developed by Josh Bridges, a CrossFit Games athlete. Nothing is owed to you. Nothing is owed to me. Nothing is owed to any of us. We have to come in and pay for our fitness every single time that we're in here. You need to work for the future you. We're talking about the CrossFit Open of 2025. Okay, so we need to be thinking about the future you. When you're in here, it's not, man, this hurts, I don't want to be here, like I'm just feeling real down, it's just an off day. Like, focus up. We want to do that intentional focus, because that's going to make future you better. This is one of the most neglected things. People are often thinking, oh man, in the moment, like I just don't want to do it. Like, I just don't. So I'm not going to. And then it comes time for the open and you're like, I really wish that I would have worked on that. I really wish I'd have paid attention better. I really wish I could go back and fix it. And if I had like another month, to work on my double under before the open. You had a month ago. You had 6 months 6 months ago. So intentional focus. Creating a game plan. We've got 12 months. Those are 12 opportunities. 52 weeks, 52 chances, 365 days, 365 tests. Okay. We want to start small in our goals, in our game plan, and we want to attack it little bits at a time. We can work 1 day at a time. We can work 1 week at a time. We can work 1 month at a time. It's a lot easier to take these small steps up from the present to the future than it is to be in the present and not do anything, and then try and ramp up. It becomes very difficult. So keep in mind that we need to have small chunks, start small, and build on that, okay? Having a game plan, we want to keep in mind that it's gonna be a lot of focus, reset, focus, reset, focus, reset. We'll set goals. Those goals sometimes fall apart. Those goals change. We might have to reset. We might be focused. Life events happen. You might get a new job. You might have more opportunities. You might get freed up at work. You might have less opportunities. You might be more busy at work. We might have to reset and focus again. Challenges. CrossFit is all about challenges. That's the constantly varied part of the functional fitness performed in high intensity. Is we get to challenge ourselves in different ways so that we can develop skills and abilities to be able to overcome those. Highs and lows, you can't have highs without lows. You can't have lows without highs. So it's just gonna take a lot of time. There are no limit on the amount of times that you get to focus, reset, and focus, okay? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Your fitness, we're not sprinting to see what we can do next month. We're not sprinting to see how fast we can finish this workout today because this is the last workout we'll ever do. We're trying to think, how am I gonna prep for the 2025 Open, which is gonna help us really make a lot of progress, because we get a lot of times, we get a lot of opportunities, chances, and tests to focus, reset, focus, reset. One of the ways that we can do that on your own is education. CrossFit has so much education out there that you can do on your own. CrossFit.com has just hundreds, if not thousands of articles. There are videos, everything, not just on 24.3 tips, like how do I get my double unders tomorrow? There's information, fitness on 100 words. Getting a better understanding of fitness on 100 words will help you understand where you're at. Getting a better understanding of the combination that is weightlifting, gymnastics, and monostructural movements. We've got weightlifting, gymnastics, monostructural, boom, right in the middle, we've got CrossFit. CrossFit combines all of those. We can break it down even further into our 10 general physical skills. We've got cardiovascular, respiratory, endurance, stamina, strength, flexibility, power, coordination, agility, balance, accuracy. Now I know what you're thinking, some of those sound the same. Cardiovascular, respiratory, endurance, stamina, those sound the same. Strength, power, those sound the same. They're not. There are slight differences, and it's good to know those differences because you can kind of give yourself a number 1 through 10 and build a profile on yourself. And then if you know, like, hey, my endurance is pretty good, but my stamina is not good, it's something that you can work on developing to help bring you as a more balanced CrossFitter so you can do better in workouts, say like 24.2. We want to educate ourselves as much as possible. The more knowledge you have, the more everything makes sense. Everything is accessory work for everything else. Learning how to do one thing better can like help make you better at another thing. Once you really start to educate yourself, it all changes. Taking action, you are in a huge community. CrossFit is an amazing community. You can ask your coach, you can partner with a friend. The coaches want to help you. Your friends want to get better. Say, hey, coach, take a look at my jump rope. What can I do to help me with my double unders? I'm going to practice for 5 minutes. Will you watch and just, this is what I'm working on. Can you let me know if I'm doing it correct, if I'm working on it correct. You can partner up with a friend like, hey, let's go over and work on our double unders. You watch me, I'll watch you. We'll take turns going back and forth. We'll be here for another 5 minutes. No big deal. We are stronger together, all right? Accountability, our next section, last section, this one's super important. You wanna make sure that you're logging workouts. You wanna make sure that you're tracking your protein. You wanna make sure that you're reserving for class. Reserving for class is huge because then you commit to class. Hey, I've reserved for the 4 o'clock class. I need to be there. Like, I can't miss it because I reserved. They know that I'm gonna be there. It's super important. Sometimes reserving for class can help with the accountability because someone else might reserve. They might see that you're there and they're like, man, like I haven't seen so-and-so for a while, or I really like working out with them, especially in this type of workout. I like watching them do double unders, so I'm gonna be there because so-and-so is gonna be there. Reserving for class can actually be a domino effect to get more people into class. You'll see one person reserve for class or 2 people reserve for class, and it's like, well, I don't want to go because it's a smaller class. Well, there might be 5 people that are thinking, I don't really want to go because it's a smaller class. Reserve for class, it makes a big difference. Taking responsibility. This one's tough because outside factors play so much of a role. Work, extracurriculars with the kids, things like that, housework. There's so much that plays a factor, but taking responsibility and saying like, okay, maybe if I want to get better over this next year, maybe a little bit less time social media, maybe a little less time on streaming service, things like that, maybe a little less time scrolling. I can get those chores done. I can spend a little bit more time at CrossFit. I can get a little bit more done. That is going to benefit me in the way that I want. Self-sabotage is yours and mine biggest enemy. When you're sitting there and it's like, okay, I need to get these things done, I don't really want to get them done because I'm tired, then you end up pushing it off. We all procrastinate quite a bit. I know that I do. So it ends up just being this kind of cycle of things get pushed off and then you're stressed out. You can't make it into the gym because you have so many things to do, but you were kind of lollygagging around and didn't get things done. So take that accountability. The more things that you can do, taking responsibility, reserving for class, tracking your protein. We'll track our protein first, like I said, and then once you get that nailed down and you're really good at tracking your protein and you're getting enough, get with your coach. Logging workouts can help with that accountability. Just that more community aspect. This is what I'm looking at doing. I'm prioritizing my protein, making sure I eat protein every day, making sure that I get into class. For me, I'm trying to make sure that I take rest days. Working out 7 days a week is super great. I love it. But I found that taking some rest days really helps a lot. intentional focus, laser focus in, and that 60 minutes is so much more beneficial when it's actually 60 minutes of work and not 30 minutes of work and 10 minutes of talking with with your friend and 10 minutes of scrolling through your phone, things like that. Set those goals, refocus, educate yourself, and then reach out with the community. Work together. All right? If you guys have any questions, go ahead and reach out. I'd love to hear from you.